always do that, but as we have it, the game has started. I probably should actually switch this over so people can see it, because I know people love to actually see something besides a black screen. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player, Litemash.
And over in the top right, we have the now orange Protoss, Wretch.
So this map definitely, as you said, very short air-wise. Both players spawning in the top corners of the map, and as you were saying, there is the raised natural, which makes it very easy to to defend and get ready for any sort of that. So taking an early base is definitely not something that's a horrible thing to do. It looks like Wretch actually taking advantage of that, and it looks like he might go for a Forge Fast Expand with that low placed pylon.
Yeah, that would be my guess. And just a couple seconds ago, if you were paying attention to the production tab, you could have seen Litemash performing the neat little extractor trick, getting a few workers out a little bit faster at the cost of mere minerals.
Yeah, I'm still, a lot of people crunch the numbers on that, and it's literally such a minuscule amount, but it is something I see a lot of pro players doing, so if you're definitely working your way up, that is something you want to get used to doing. We do have the probe of Wretch kind of wandering around the main base, gets a full scout out, realizes there's no immediate danger right away, so he is going to go ahead and run around. The drone is going to chase. If he's smart, he can actually stay here and delay this, because Litemash is trying to expand, but he does go the other way. The drone trying to race, oh no, he blocks it.
This is a great block by Wretch. He just needs to keep that probe alive a little bit longer. No! Oh, and he wasn't back in time in order to stop that.
Now the hatchery does go down. We do have the forge on the way at the top of the ramp for Wretch. The Overlord is now from Litemash floating in on in, being able to see everything that's going on. Nothing really secret here. He's not going to see the Force Fast Expand, but just from the lack of anything up on the top, he should realize that's probably what he's going for.
And Litemash just now putting down the spawning pool, electing to go for a faster hatchery this game. Which is a bit interesting since it did end up working out for him that he went spawning pool first in the last game. Probably just trying to get a little more of an economy going on early.
Yeah, after he probably realized last game that he was behind in the economy. The economy is actually completely even at the moment, 600 to 600. This Overlord actually might get taken out, and there's one already being made to replace it actually, but he is going to get temporarily supply blocked from that. And we do have the gateway and the pylon being warped in, and Wretch is ready to build his natural.
And down goes the cyber core. And a couple extra gateways. Oh man, Wretch, he might have been just trying to fake out Litemash here. He's building 3 gateways before that expansion. I think he might just go for a little bit of aggression here and catch Litemash with his pants down.
Definitely. There's really nothing being built on Litemash's side. He is going for roaches though, but the stalkers would be a great counter to that. So if Wretch decided to go mass stalker against a 2-base Zerg, as long as he gets an early attack in, he should be able to, yeah, as you said, get it with his pants down and get in there and do some damage.
All right, and we got 6 probes on gas. I think if my Protoss is correct, and I hope it is because that's what I mean, it means that Wretch is going to be going for some sort of 1-base aggression.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Protoss build, but especially when you see that much gas early on, before you even have a natural, you usually expect some sort of early aggression. Now, we do have a Zergling. There's that a drone. What is that Zelnaga tower? Oh, there are Zerglings. So we do have Zerglings on the field. We have 3 roaches and Zergling speed, so he is starting to build up his army, while Wretch actually hasn't done anything quite yet. The armies, or the supply in general, is already starting to favor Litemash, which might be bad depending on the income starting to push up in Litemash's favor.
Well, Litemash did go for an early second base. Meanwhile, Wretch, he looks to be going for a bit of a double juke. He started off looking like he was going to expand at his natural, built some extra gateways. Where did he expand? Oh, just the gold.
Oh, I actually completely missed that, so he's expanding there. No defense yet. The Zergling, though, probably isn't even going to think to check there. I've actually seen quite a few Terrans, even pro Terrans. I was watching QXC. He actually lifted his base up and landed it at the gold expansion, and someone tried to proxy gate him in his base, and they didn't realize there was no base there, and they GG'd out of the game because there was nothing to do.
Yeah, so while this is a very risky move by Wretch, it looks like it's actually going to pay off. Considering Litemash, he did that one scout, he lost the Overlord that went into Wretch's base, and when he sent the Zergling up just now, they got taken out by Zealots and Cannons. Everything that Litemash has seen, if I were in Litemash's position, would tell me that Wretch has a second base at his natural.
Has he actually not seen up that ramp yet?
He has not. He got taken out by the Zealots and the Cannon right at the top of the ramp.
So he might have just thought he didn't actually see it. I see. So he pulls a bunch of drones actually immediately over to the new gold base. So his income should shoot up quite a bit actually, as we see it slowly starting to grow. Though he is still going to be behind 900 to 1300, as the supply is 73 to 38.
Wow, that is a pretty big supply difference. Looks like Wretch has tried to move out for a bit of aggression, but he met an absolutely massive army of roaches. If Litemash were to push out with this right now, I think Wretch would be in a bit of trouble.
Definitely, those roaches taking out everything that was there. I'm assuming he can see that pylon. Yeah, he can see that pylon there. So he'll end up taking out that pylon and then pushing back. He still might completely miss his base, but only 2 photon cannons at the, I guess, his natural, and 1 sitting at his main base. There's only 3 zealots here. There's not really much sitting back here. Wretch is starting to sit on some materials. He could pump that into some army, but he's already, you know, almost now 30 supply behind, which is really hard to catch up with. But he is switching to Void Rays, which actually might not be a bad answer to roaches.
Not a bad answer at all. Roaches, they're great at taking down things on the ground. They can burrow, but just like the dog, they can't look up. Not completely sure if that's true about dogs, but it is a saying that I heard in Shaun of the Dead.
Movie that I have never seen, and at some point probably should see.
It's a pretty good movie. But getting back to the action, it was definitely interesting to see that I believe it was before Litemash even saw the Phoenix or the Stargate. He had a few spore crawlers in production.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure if that's just good intuition or maybe he actually did see something.
Yeah, he needs to pay attention to his Phoenix before it gets taken out. There we go. It actually gets it out. That the Queen's slowly crawling back to the creep. Litemash realizing, you know what, I'm just going to push out. Obviously, he's trying to go to switch to air, and attacking someone during a tech switch is usually the best time to get them when they don't have as much army supply as they wish.
Yeah, the key here for Litemash is going to be to focus down that cannon as fast as possible. And unfortunately, he got caught by a couple of great force fields by Wretch.
Definitely. This other Roach is trying to be a hero and save his buddies, but definitely no Avast there. There is going to be a third at his natural, oddly. That feels really weird to say, but the Roaches are going to push back. Definitely not as big as it used to be. Oh, wait, no, there's an addition of another 8 Roaches behind that, so actually pretty... Oh no!
Oh, they found the gold base.
So,
and this is really bad for Wretch because he hasn't even started to get any sort of production from his natural at all.
Yeah, this is starting to look really bad for Wretch. Litemash looking to try to take the second match. Took out the pylon, so the photon cannon's not even powered here. They're targeting down the Void Ray, trying to do as much as it can. Just isn't going to be enough to take out these Roaches. There's another Void Ray in production, but it's not going to be out in time. There's the second one flying over. These Roaches doing a ton of damage. Now only 1 mining base against, still actually only 2. I figured Litemash might have expanded by now, but definitely putting 28 Zerglings and a Spire on the back of this.
Second Void Ray has now shown up, and they are making some pretty good progress on those Roaches now. The force that they now have is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Yeah, and it looks like you're going to get another one before they actually get out of there. The rest of the Roaches are on their way back. I actually don't know the speeds. I don't know if Void Rays are faster than Roaches, but it looks like they are going to disengage. Go ahead and fly back to the base. This pylon is still over here, and I know the Roaches saw it, and there are 5 Zealots now being warped in. Unfortunately, the army is right at the top of the ramp, so there's really going to be no sneaking in. I have not seen an Overseer yet, so he could actually DT, but it's always a desperate move at this late stage of the game. But his Void Rays are starting to amass up at the center of the map.
Yeah, even if he were to go for DTs right now, I don't think he'd be able to get in any sort of work or harass with all of these Spore Crawlers around the outside of the mineral lines. He would just have to try to take out the main army with it.
Oh, it looks like these Void Rays might get the bases. They're a cancel, no cancel. Losing a lot of minerals in that. It looks like they're a Hydralisk now. He needs to target down the Hydras. If they don't take out the Void Rays, it looks like that's not... Oh, the Mutalisks are out too. That's going to be even worse. The Void Rays are slowly starting to go down. Only one left, and the Phoenix trying to do is an Oracle coming in, being mixed into the fray. Oh, the Oracle getting taken out almost instantaneously.
Yeah, Hydras, they absolutely love Protoss air units. Just the easiest thing for a Hydra to take out. They got their little machine guns, anti-aircraft guns, and they just go to town, man.
So, Wretch mining almost pure gas at his second base. Only 11 workers on his main, making 2 Void Rays at a time, hoping that'll be a saving grace. But with Hydras on the field, I don't think that's going to be the answer. A combination of Stalkers and Immortals would have been best if he had the minerals to back that up.
Yeah, or even Colossus. Colossus are great against Zerglings and Hydras, but they would be pretty vulnerable to these Mutalisks. Litemash just has a real solid army composition going on right now.
Yeah, and there is a third going up directly below his natural. It looks like the Phoenix chilling out at the bottom of the map, away from all the action. Oh, and there's a Zergling run by, however. He's actually paying attention and gets the shield off before they can run into the base and do a ton of destruction.
Great reaction time by Wretch there. But Wretch, you know, he's got this extra base, but it's not saturated at all. He hasn't been making workers in a while. He's really been focused on getting that army warped in across at Litemash's base and trying to get something done over there. But he really just needs to get a stronger economy. Litemash, he's got a third base started.
I don't know that carriers are the answer to Hydras.
You know, I'm not too sure either, but it's nothing I've really had the opportunity to try. Usually whenever I go against a Zerg that has a large number of Hydralisks, it's either a quick win or a quick loss. I've never made it to the late game.
Overlords are bunching up as this Phoenix is doing some harassing damage, but nothing really detrimental. Pylon being placed at where he was trying to get the high yield expansion from. Looks like he is waiting as another Void Ray pops out. So 2 Void Rays and 2 carriers are now out. What is he producing now? A carrier and a carrier. So he is trying to produce as many carriers as he can off of 2 bays. He's not producing that many workers. There's still only 2 mining minerals, while there's 13 mining at the main. So he definitely needs to pump out some more probes if he wants to try to get back in this game.
Yeah, you know, and Litemash, he's just been all over that worker count. If you were to look at the units tab, you could see that Litemash practically has twice as many workers as Wretch, and that is just trouble for Protoss.
Yeah, it is 1,500 minerals per minute to 540, so he is making nearly triple the amount of money. And that's, I mean, we see Litemash's supply score shooting up. 5 more mutas are being made. 5 more overlords. He's playing with his money at this point.
And in the meantime, you see that scary Mutaball making its way across the base, or across the map, into Wretch's base. And it's going to discover the fleet beacon.
Yeah, this might be GG right here. There are just too many Mutalisks. The carrier is getting shot down. Wretch saying, LOL, GG.
He hasn't quite left the game yet. I think when he got that last carrier out, might have given him a bit of confidence. He's going to try and see what it is that he can do with this air army. Meanwhile, he has a few ground forces that get caught out by a huge group of Zerglings. And the Zerglings are retreating.
They're pulling back. They know these carriers on the way. The Zerglings obviously aren't going to be able to do very much. The carriers go out and they immediately start attacking the Overlords. The Mutalisks come in. It looks like the first carrier is going to go down. The second carrier is now getting attacked. Oh, the Hydralisks join in. The carriers run. Wretch leaves the game, realizing there is no way to win that.
And Litemash takes the series 2-0.